Hello, students. Welcome to the science class. You know that already we had completed this chapter. So, today we will learn about some of the important terms we had learned from this chapter. Okay, so let's proceed and let's see what are the important terms we had learned from the chapter. Okay, so first one is the matter. That is the anything that has weight and occupies space. Anything that has a weight and that can occupy space. This is known as the matter. Okay. Next one, so we can understand. Next thing we have the molecules. That what are the molecules? Molecules are the tiny particles that matter is made up of. You can see every matter is made up of these small tiny particles which are known as the molecules. So the molecules are the tiniest, smallest particle which is present in the matter. Okay. Next, we have learning. We are learning that is the volume. That is what is volume? It is the space which is occupied by an object. Any space which can be occupied by any object is known as the volume by an object. So whatever space it occupies, it denotes the volume. Next is the solute. So, what is the solute? That is the substance which has been dissolved in the liquid, that is the solute. And then the solvent. Solvent is the liquid in which the solute is dissolved. So, solute, more or less cases, maximum cases, it is the solid matter in which it is dissolved in the liquid, that is called the solvent. And the liquid which is obtained after the solute is dissolved is known as the solution. Okay, so three terms: solute, solvent, and solution. Solute is the substance which is dissolved, solvent is the liquid form, and the solution is the mixture which is obtained after dissolving the solute in the solvent. Okay, so you can see. So next is the physical change and the chemical change. So what you know, the chemical change, that is the permanent change. That is can be in more or less cases. Here in the picture you can see the change by a substance it is forming in a chemical laboratory. That is obviously a chemical change. But apart from this also, suppose we are burning agarbatti. It's a very common example. Every house does this maybe. So what we can see, we had burned an agarbatti and kept in front of God in the temple. What we have, we keep it. After some time that agarbatti turns into ash. Now will it be possible to transfer that ash into agarbatti? It's not. So this is the example of an chemical change, that is which is permanent. And another example is the physical change. Here you can see the melting of a temporary change, that is the melting of wax. It's not burning. Burning, it's a permanent one. But melting one, you can see the molten part of the wax. It is in the side of the wax. So that part again we can rejoin, will form the candle. So why to take this tough example, you can think about a paper. You are making and folding the paper and made an aeroplane. After some time, after playing, you are just uh, refold the paper and make it the stretch it out and make the old papers the same paper as you had taken. You can do this. Nothing has been torn in between, nothing has been burnt. So exactly the same paper, again we are refolding, again we are reforming back. Only the change is that we had made, that is the change in the shape. So this type of change is known as the physical change, where only the outside portion, only the shape has been changed. Okay, So this is all about this chapter. From next class we will start doing our exercises. So till then, all of you stay safe, stay well. Thank you. Next day we will meet with some questions. Okay.